So recently Apple opened up the world's first floating Apple store at Marina Bay Sands. An impressive ensemble of architectural design, material design, and just plain genius branding. Now I went on a little trip, made an appointment, and hopped down to the shop to see what it was all about, and lo and behold, I was thoroughly impressed. So what was this building for? I think Apple's intention with this building was not to really be profitable and have a lot of sales with this shop. This is just the pièce de résistance, the creme de la creme of what Apple has to offer, the gem in the infinity gauntlet of flagship stores all over the world, across multiple beautiful cities, from New York to Paris to Vancouver and of course to Singapore. This is not a shop to make money. This is a statement piece. This is a building in which Apple says, we're here. We're richer than all of you. We're ahead of the rest. And we're here to stay. At the core of it, that where the shop is located is in itself a massive flex, so to say. It's located in the heart of the central business district, in front of the waterfront. No, wait, it's literally on the water at Marina Bay Sands, one of the most premier shopping locations in Southeast Asia, if not the entire world. And it takes up so much space in the most land scarce of cities and nations that you wonder, how much are they spending on rent or to build the damn thing? And the fact that it's floating, the fact that it's an architectural marvel that is gorgeous to look at and gorgeous to step in, and that adds so much more, adds so much dimension to the fact that this entirety of this project was just to flex. But why does Apple do something like this? Well, the answer is simple. A large part of how Apple makes its money is from returning customers. I think it's fair to say that the Apple ecosystem is one of the highest walled off gardens in the world of gardens in the world of tech. It's a way not to necessarily make more money right now, but it sure as hell is gonna make Apple a whole lot more fans. And fans come back. And when these fans make money and they want to treat themselves, they buy a new Mac. And when they do that, well, there's no need to tell you who profits from that. And that's the entire existence of this shopping pinnacle. It is just the most cohesive branding, advertisement, marketing exercise that is the most expensive that you would ever experience. Stepping into it, it's like stepping into an Apple theme park, an Apple experience. I think it's fair to call it Apple Land, or since it's floating in the sea, Apple Island. The shopping experience is unique. Because of the whole COVID issue right now, you have to make an appointment before you go, which honestly just adds to the air of mystery and hype that you experienced before stepping into the place. You have to book an appointment and you show up, and you're assigned a specific staff member to guide you around the shop, and you go like, what? Is this shop really that big and complicated? Do you really need a staff member with you? And the answer is no. It's just for social distancing, but everything adds to just how premium of the experience it is. You're pampered in this shop. Everything is just perfectly laid out, and you are treated like a proper god. Someone who actually has the money to buy every single Mac in there, even if you aren't someone who has the money to buy anything in there, like me. And that's where the whole shtick of the premium experience starts. The service. I showed up for my 7:15 appointment at about 7:08. I entered the queue and I was in the shop at about 7:15. They recommend you pop in about 5 minutes before the time that you set your appointment to, which makes sense. Don't be late. Don't be a hassle. So once I was at the front of the queue and I got the guy that I was assigned to, I asked him a couple of questions. The first was I allowed to film in there with my big camera? He said, yeah. And the second question was, how long could I stay? And he said, stay till you're happy enough to leave. And that is the next part of the experience. The fact that you feel very comfortable there. It is premium and it feels expensive, but I never felt unwelcome. I never felt, oh, this is a pretentious shop. And I felt that going to the LV shop next door. I felt like, oh, I'm too broke to be here. And in the case of the Apple store, I was too broke to be there. The store itself is actually a double floor. You enter through basement 2 of shops at Marina Bay, where you do all your temperature taking and stuff, which makes sense in this era, and you just walk into the shop once it's your turn. Now the first thing you notice about the shop is how well lit it is. And the second thing I noticed was that there is no sharp edges in this store. Everything is curved with flow, like it's ushering you in with slopes and lines, and there is wood lining on the top. It's a great blend of organic and techy. It doesn't feel cold and clinical. And the way everything laid out is perfect. You got your phones, your iPads, you got places where people are sitting, places to try things out, and places to just chill. And the walls are just lined with accessories. And in this basement area, because it was more consumer focused, you just had walls and walls of third-party accessories, first-party accessories, and just endless amount of things going on. Beats headphones neatly aligned in a row, and most impressively, the wall of cases. This wall of cases is a wall of iPhone 12 Pro Apple-made cases that all are attached to the wall via MagSafe, the key feature that iPhone 12 and 12 Pro really brought to the table and Apple really wants you to think about. Every single case, and I mean every single one of these cases you're seeing, is attached by magnets that is hidden underneath the wood, which just goes to show the detail that went into the wall and went into the layout and setting up of this. It's stunning. And when I discovered that this wall was completely magnet, I was just like, how expensive is the whole thing? It's gotta be crazy X. And on the basement floor, even though it's kind of the average consumer area with the less expensive, hyper premium things, you never felt like it was At the very least, it was you an average Apple store experience, but it was only half the store, and every aspect of it just felt like it was a step up from the average Apple store experience. Even the toilets. The taps had warm water in them, and they were coming from these Dyson hand dryers. I've seen them before in detail, man. Now, onto the main attraction. The second floor. The second floor is actually about 3 floors higher than the floor that you step into, and that is cool. You step in, to this escalator which goes through this tunnel, surrounded by mirrors and lights, and it feels like you're flying through hyperspace, and everything just goes like, whoa, all around you. Dolby surround sound kind of thing. And you're just greeted by the wonderful floating dome that is the key feature of this store. You step out and you see something that looks like a gigantic classic trash can Mac Pro. That's just the lift, more on that later. And you look up and you see the beautiful circular design dome thing on the top of the building. And it's quite funny because this building is what Apple is using to showcase the fact that they are cutting edge. But you know, the whole building doesn't have a single sharp edge on it. Everything is kind of curved and angled, which is quite cool. But yeah, you see this beautiful circular installation, and you look to your left and there's this gigantic 8K TV playing ads, but at the same time playing a great mix of pop songs and funk songs and jazz songs, creating a proper vibe that you really want to enjoy. And there's seats too. If you truly wanted to stay and enjoy it, you can sit down and take a break if you wanted to. Wonderful. There's plants dotting every corner of this place to add to the ambience, and there are desks dedicated to a variety of devices, and everything just seems to be laid out and set up just right. It's the most cohesive building shop thing I've ever been to, and everything from the air conditioning, temperature, to the smell and to the lighting was on point. Like, the whole shop is dark, not completely dark, just rather dark, so that you can see the beautiful views of the marina waterfront in front of you as you step out. You just get impressed by the beautiful views of Singapore. But at the same time, it's dark because the tables with the products on it, the iPads and the iMacs and the Apple Watches that they want you to go and play with, those tables are brightly lit. So your attention is instantly drawn to them. Beautifully done way of guiding you around the room. And every table is well lit, but there doesn't seem to ever be any light spillage that makes the surroundings overly lit. The room is dark in terms of its ambience, but each table seems to be just well lit on its own little island. And the whole room's kind of sales pitch is that it's a flex. The place where they sell Apple watch bands, it's a table with leather pieces and an iPad Pro on it. And when you tap on the iPad Pro wondering why it's there, you realize it's just to sell Apple watch bands. It's insane. And everything is custom crafted, from the watch band holders to the iPad holders, to the fact that every single price tag is hidden until you tap on the iPad screen that is containing all the information of the price of what you were trying to buy. Like, who needs to print paper when you can just have an iPad screen as a price tag displaying machine? Talk about opulence and access. This shop has it all. And I'm absolutely in love with this dual MagSafe charger, that Snap. It's $200, but it clicks like it's $200. Not that I would buy it ever in a million years, but it is cool. And the whole shop is just that feeling of access and overkill and attention to detail, that even these HDMI port hubs, they are hidden by an electronic motor, and they pop up when you gesture your hand on the table. What the hell? That's crazy expensive, crazy stupid excessive, but just seems to work in this context. It seems like Apple went through everything with a fine-tooth comb to find everything that a pesky geek tech reviewer like me would like to know about the place, and then added a little sprinkle of 24-karat gold and excessive spending on it. It's wonderful. It makes for this experience that everywhere you look, it is a cohesive Apple Land experience and a cohesive, detailed view of the place. It just gives you that feeling that Apple is the most premium company of all the premium companies, which is obviously not true, and I'm not developing brand loyalty for them in any way, shape or form as a tech reviewer, but I can see why people are pulled into the so-called cult of Apple. where they are labeled ice sheet but they don't care, where they love every single thing that they release and they want every single thing that Apple releases. Once again, this place doesn't sell more MacBooks necessarily, but it sells more fans. And it's like psychologists designed this place in a certain aspect of things, because the way it's laid out in a circle, it's like you want to walk rounds and rounds and rounds. You don't realize you walked a whole round and you just continue going and shopping. That's insane. And every single little detail seems to just want to make you buy something. Like, oh, I'm here, it's a special occasion, take my money, Team Cook. And that is honestly impressive. Not that I love that much, it's just impressive. And walking around the place, each table is just perfectly laid out. It's like in line with the circle's center or something, and the lights are just perfectly shaped, and everything just seems to be like perfect in the perfect Apple land. And that is just a testament to the attention of detail to whoever designed and put together all these things in all these places. And it's honestly just wonderful. And when I was done with everything, looking at the Mac Pros, the lack of Mac Pro was the only weird thing of that place. But after looking at everything, the 12 Pro Max, the iPhone 12s, and all the accessories that I could just randomly pick out and put on the iPhone 12 Pros and stuff, and it was time to leave, I stepped into the lift and I was like, wow, this is a spaceship straight out of 2001 Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. That's what it is. An ethereal experience, I think, is the best way to experience and to describe that spaceship-like escalator lift thing. It was crazy. And once again, attention to detail and sheer opulence. And in conclusion, I think it's fair to say that the whole experience was an experience indeed. I think everyone should hop down there, not necessarily to buy anything, but as a place, as a work of branding, design, and lighting. As a whole, it's just a beautiful piece of work. And it shows why Apple is so good at selling things, even if they aren't the best things ever. It's clear to see why. As you leave the place like I did, you probably end up feeling like I did, kind of captivated by the sheer scale of everything done there in that building. From its size, to its opulence, to its details, this is the ultimate flex a brand can do, and Apple did it. That is all. Check it out. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. You know the YouTube drill. I think if you watched to this point in this video, it would be really helpful if you liked and subscribed. This experience was very interesting, but it was very difficult to make the whole video as well. So please do support this channel so I can do more crazy videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.